stop taking trades on rumors and pay attention to your plan. Right now, the cryptocurrency market is making people very uncomfortable. Bitcoin just blew through a major trend line, and Ethereum is sitting on a major support level while fear is rising across the board. On the charts, we're seeing something important happen though. Price is reacting at levels that historically decide what the next major move will look like. And this is the exact type of environment where traders either banging out at the bottom or they position themselves early for the next move. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what we're seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'll also walk you through a live Ethereum trade setup that I'm actively preparing for as we speak. Let's go! In this video, you're going to learn why this current fear on Bitcoin doesn't automatically mean bear market. What Ethereum is looking like on the higher time frames, what type of pattern is developing, and how I'm planning to take a real Ethereum trade setup step by step, not guessing, not chasing. Now, people, stick with me here because I share the daily analysis like this at the same time every day. So if you want consistent, no noise cryptocurrency analysis, make sure you subscribe to this channel. The links are all in the description. Press the subscribe button. You can't miss it. It's right here. And also, let's try to get 30 likes on this video. Do me a favor, help me out because it helps out the channel immensely. And if you have any questions while you're watching, don't be afraid to put them in the comment section. I will look at them and try to reply as quickly as possible. As you guys notice, as always, I'm running a fully public trade challenge, growing an account from $10,000 to $100,000. All trades are taken on the WeX platform and tracked and managed on Profits Precision. Every update is shared also in my live Telegram channel. So people, make sure you're in there. The links are all in the description. Now, before we get into the charts, we need to talk about the macro because what's happening in the background matters just as much as what you see on the price. First of all, this guy, Larry Fink, you guys love this guy. He's everyone's favorite banker. He just bought over $230 million worth of Bitcoin. That is not retail. That's not emotional. That is long-term capital positioning and collecting at the bottom while all the retail bangs it out to him. This guy kind of knows what he's doing, I would think. I mean, whether you like him or not, he's buying at good prices. I'll have to give him that. All right, next, at the same time, Raoul Paul. Raoul Paul came out with a very strong statement. He said, Bitcoin can trade around 140,000 and the global liquidity is expanding rapidly. Let's take a listen, shall we?
Dollar is one of the biggest indicators of liquidity as well. So for me, it's all here. It's just a matter of waiting for a catalyst of which to take this all off. Because I think the market is currently trading at a discount to liquidity conditions and at a reasonably...
All right, that's enough. Basically, you know what, you get the message here, right? So the thing is, global M2 is rising, and that is a key measurement of global liquidity, which Bitcoin needs in order to grow. And historically, Bitcoin performs best when liquidity expands, especially globally. That's not opinion. That's data from previous cycles. Now, then I got to show you this, right? There's this rumor circulating that I need to address carefully. There are pictures of this going around suggesting that Satoshi Nakamoto, Amadayo, said that they may have sold Bitcoin. Come on with this nonsense. Seriously, let me be very clear. This is not confirmed, and this is no on-chain proof tying the activity straight to Satoshi. Right now, this remains speculation. Do you agree, Frank N? This be complete nonsense. Amatayo. Yeah, I agree. Complete nonsense. All right, anyway, so don't be fooled by garbage like this. You'll notice that in situations like we have right now, rumors like this are very common because they're trying to capitalize on the extreme emotion out there. All right, so this always surfaces around extreme fear. When price is at key levels, when sentiment is weak, and when confidence is low, noise increases. So instead of reacting emotionally, I always ask one question. What is price doing at key levels, and what is smart money doing? That is all you should be really concerned with. And when you put everything together, institutions are accumulating, the liquidity continues to expand, and Bitcoin is sitting on long-term demand. You start to see this phase less about panic and more about positioning. That's why I focus on structure over headlines, okay? Now, let's move along to the charts. So, Bitcoin monthly, we're going to begin here. So here's the thing. The major bullish trend line, as you can see, has been broken. This doesn't look pretty. This gets people very nervous, right? And that trend line supported the entire move going up. And once it failed around the 90K, it just blew. It was just like a bear party, man. It just went in a straight line. Now make no mistake, this isn't exactly positive, but here's what matters. That trend line break, that was not broken into some empty random space. It happened straight into a major historical level around the $60,000 area, which acted as both a resistance and an accumulation area previously. So when you zoom out, this looks like a lot like what we saw in 2021. So let's move along here and let's take a look at the next time frame, which is the weekly, right? Now check this out. Every single time Bitcoin entered the extreme zone when it came to the fear and greed index, right? This is extreme fear. Price eventually worked its way higher. And we're in that type of position now, right? In 2023, we saw extreme fear. We saw a 233% rally. 2025, we saw a 70% rally. In early 2026, possibly what? A 42% rally, right? And today, we're back in the same emotional zone. So while structure doesn't look great, you have to understand fear and price are now aligned in a way that historically precedes bullish structures. So, and we're at the levels as well. Pay attention to that. Now, people, quick note before we get into the daily time frame. All trades are tracked on the Profits Precision platform, and every real-time update, it happens in Telegram. YouTube is for the structure. Telegram is where I give you the details on the trade ideas. So you really want to make sure you're in there. Now, let's move along to the daily time frame. Bitcoin has tapped, as you can see here, straight into the bullish order block. This is very important. It went straight in there and it reversed, right? This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. It's not like price bounced at 80K or bounced at 70K. It bounced right where the demand sits. And we had this order block on our platform for weeks and weeks and weeks. What I need to see here now is a daily close above this level here, okay? This 80K level. This is important. If we get that, I'll be looking for swing trades, day trades, everything. Because here's the thing, and I'll be updating all of that in the free Telegram channel. Now, here's what I want you to pay most attention to. One thing everyone needs to respect is the $70,000 region. Remember, that was what they call the Trump bump, right? Basically, 73K. That's the first real test. This order block will not work perfectly in one move. So I'm going to tell you what to expect, right? Expect a push upward, then a retrace, then a reaction again. But as long as 60K continues to hold, this is a very constructive environment. Now, let's move over to Ethereum, shall we? So if Bitcoin sets the environment, Ethereum is where the actual trade actually happens because Bitcoin is basically the leader, similar to the S&P. So let's take a look here at Ethereum on the 8-hour time frame because this is where the idea actually comes from. And yes, we're looking at an 8-hour here. Ethereum has tested the weekly bullish order block. This is not a random support. This is long-term demand zone where institutions have proven themselves before. Now, look closely at the price behavior. After a strong sell-off, right? Ethereum, it wasn't like a straight-up bounce and then popped hard. Instead, it consolidated a bit, and then it worked its way into the order block. This is what we call manipulation into the order block. This is important because it gives us a heads up that the reversal is right around the corner. Markets don't reverse cleanly. They shake out the weak hands first, and when you see extreme moves like this, that's exactly what took place. Now, the structure, let me give you some idea of the structure here. What we're seeing here on this 8-hour chart is reaction from the weekly demand, right? A 3-candle structure forming, and then we see liquidity developing just below price. This tells me that something very specific is occurring. Either price pulls back one more time into that liquidity, or we begin the expansion upward from here. Either way, this zone is no longer neutral. This is a decision area. Let me take you to the 2-hour time frame now. So let me show you on this 2-hour time frame, I am not buying blindly. I'm not placing limit orders and hoping. My ideal scenario is a retracement into the key level around the 1960 area. If price pulls back into that zone, then I'll take a look at a smaller time frame, perhaps 15-minute, perhaps 5-minute, and I'll look for a bullish confirmation. Higher lows, strong closes, momentum shift. You get the idea. So this is how I'm viewing the setup. Entry zone around 1960, only after confirmation. The price objective, 2200. And the reward to risk is approximately 2 to 1. That's it. Simple, structured, controlled. If confirmation doesn't come, I don't take a trade. I don't do anything, right? If price runs without me, I simply let it go. The plan is everything. Now, this trade isn't happening in isolation. Bitcoin is maintaining its weekly demand, and Ethereum is reacting from the weekly demand as well, while fear is elevated across the board. So I am not taking trades on euphoria. I'm looking at structure inside the fear. Now, if Ethereum gives me the confirmation, I'll take the trade in real time, and I'll update everything inside my Telegram channel. Make sure you're in there, all right, because it's all real time. Also, quick thing on the trade challenge I told you about. So, as you know, I'm trying to bring my account from $10,000 to $100,000. I hope you join me on this journey. I want to be very clear. I am not forcing trades. I am not reacting to noise. And I'm waiting for high-quality setups, and I'm taking trades with intent. Every single trade in this challenge is taken on the WeX platform, and that matters, especially in situations like this, because WeX gives fast fills, tight spreads, and everything else you need, okay? Some of the lowest fees available, which is very important in situations like this. Also, good analysis is nothing without good actual, trade setups and all that kind of stuff, and good fees from the broker. Once this trade is live, everything will be tracked in the Profits Precision platform. As you know, every win, every loss, every R multiple, no cherry picking, just clean data and transparency. And that's the story there, right? Now, make sure, people, that all the ideas and updates and everything, they're going to be you're going to see more videos here on the YouTube channel, and you will see everything inside the Telegram. So I tell you, do me a favor, press like, press subscribe if you haven't done so. And also, make sure that you share this with a friend and leave a comment. Let's try to get 30 likes on this video because it really helps out. And also, again, don't forget, I have to tell people over and over, the Telegram channel, this is where I share the ideas, the live trades, the market updates, and the real progress for the trade challenge. You don't want to miss that. And don't forget, check out that WeX platform because there's a lot there that can really help you out, especially in this environment. All the links are in the description. Make sure that you check everything out. People, stay patient, be careful, and pay attention to the levels because they're more important than anything else. And I will see you in the next one.